Last lecture, we have seen centuries and national park. Fine. Okay. Next, you write according to R.H. Whitaker. So, according to R.H. Whitaker, species diversity can be divided into three types. Alpha diversity, actually here three types of diversity: alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha diversity, it is within the community. So within the particular community, the species diversity is known as alpha diversity. Second, beta diversity. So it is present between the two communities. Okay, in a particular habitat, two communities are there. So between the two communities, the species diversity is also known as beta diversity, and third is gamma diversity. Within the habitat, but here you have to consider more than two communities. But between. Okay? So you know that R.H. Whitaker gave 5 kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, fungi, plants and animalia. Plantae and animalia, we say like that. And later on, this 5 kingdom classification given by R.H. Whitaker can be modified into the most advanced 6 kingdom classification. And which are these? Monera can be divided into 2 parts: Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Remaining are same. So 6 kingdom classification in that: Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, now Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. In this way 6 kingdom classification is there. So here R.H. Whitaker divides the species community into 3 parts. So within a very small community, the species diversity is known as alpha. So in particular habitat 2 communities are there. So in between the 2 communities, the species diversity is seen is known as beta diversity. So area is little bit larger. And when you move from that beta to gamma, in gamma we have to consider particular habitat. So understand it properly that in gamma diversity, beta and alpha both are included there. Okay, so in very large particular ecosystem, so many communities are combined together and form the gamma diversity. So this is given by R.H. Whitaker. Fine. Next few points I want to tell you. Write that in a majority of Indian villages and towns, in the majority of Indian villages and towns, people like okay, you make a points here. You make points here. Ocimum septum, tulsi. Calotropis procera, Akdo, Polyarchaea longifolia, Asopalo, Ficus religiosa, people. Ficus bengalensis, banyan tree. Prosopis cineraria, Figaro. These all are religious plants believed by people. When you count the value of the ecosystem services, yes, naturally in ecosystem each and every service can be controlled by organisms at a free of cost, right? Suppose example you think about that animals can pollinate the plants. Suppose example we have to collect the pollen grain from the one plant and transfer it to the another plant of that stigma, right? So take out the cost of that pollination process. Particular insect or animal cannot take the reverse. by this pollination process. But if some insects or animals can be rewarded by plants, by nectar or by edible pollen grain. But most of the insects or animals can help the plants for pollination. I'm just telling to you the example of the pollination only. Think about all the activities. For example, decomposition. Organic matter, organic complex matter, it is converted into inorganic simplest matter. Take out the cost of it. But it is done by the decomposers at a free of cost. You have to think about the cost. And in textbook one sentence is given there. Amazonian rainforest provide 20% of global oxygen in the atmosphere. If you have read this. અર્થમાં જેટલો ઓક્સિજન છે એનો 20% ઓક્સિજન એમેઝોનિયન રેન ફોરેસ્ટ પ્રોવાઈડ કરે છે. So you count the estimated area of the Amazonian rainforest and count that in the particular smallest area the amount of the oxygen filled in. And you estimated count the total amount of the oxygen in that particular area. Now the important information I want to ask you, that amount of the oxygen present in the Amazonian rainforest atmosphere, think about that 1 liter cost of oxygen present in the cylinder. We pay for it. For example, someone is corona positive and oxygen depth is created, fine. So he or she require the oxygen support. So take out the oxygen cost of the cylinder. Cylinder માં oxygen નો cost તમે measure કરો. 1 liter oxygen भी, for example 1 liter oxygen 10 rupees નું હોય, for example 10 rupees નું હોય. તો Amazonian rainforest atmosphere માં કેટલા લીટર ઓક્સિજન છે વિચારો. But Amazonian rainforest can provide this much amount of the oxygen at free of cost. So you think about the ecosystem services, all services here. So we obtain the value of it 16 to 54 trillion US dollar per year. So in every year, every ecosystem perform the different services. So if we conserve it, if we maintain it, we obtain this US dollar, trillion US dollar, 10 raised to 12. This much costing is there. Fine, so it is very important to conserve the ecosystem. Fine, આપણને એની કોસ્ટિંગ તો ખ્યાલ ન આવે, પણ આપણે જ્યારે પે કરવાનું આવે ને ત્યારે આપણને ખ્યાલ આવે કે એની વેલ્યુ શું છે. અત્યાર સુધી આપણને કોઈને ઓક્સિજનની વેલ્યુ નહોતી ખબર. તમે ક્યાંક કોઈક દિવસ સાંભળ્યું હોય તો કોરોના પોઝિટિવ પર્સન જે છે એને રેસ્પિરેશનમાં પ્રોબ્લેમ ક્રિએટ થવા માંડ્યો, ઓક્સિજન ઉપર સપોર્ટ માટે રાખવા પડ્યા. 1 week રહ્યા, 15 days રહ્યા, 3 weeks રહ્યા, 1 month રહ્યા. અને ગવર્મેન્ટ અત્યારે ઓક્સિજન ફ્રી ઓફ કોસ્ટ પ્રોવાઈડ કરી રહી છે. બટ પેએબલ ઓક્સિજન અમાઉન્ટ કાઉન્ટ કરો. હોસ્પિટલમાં પૂછજો હું પર ડે 2000 to 3000 રૂપીસ નો ઓક્સિજન આપણે કન્ઝ્યુમ કરીએ છીએ. what per day 2000 to 3000 rupees ઓક્સિજન આપણે નેચરલી કન્ઝ્યુમ કરીએ, ઓપ્ટિંગ કરીએ. સો વિચારો અત્યારે તમે કેટલા વર્ષના થયા, આપણે ઓક્સિજનનું પે કર્યું, ઉલટાનું સામે CO2 આવ્યું. પ્લાન્ટ્સને કટ કર્યા એટલે ઓક્સિજન કાર્બન ડાયોક્સાઇડ સાયકલ જે છે તે ડિસ્ટર્બ થઈ. એન્ડ એઝ અ રિઝલ્ટ રાઈટ નાઉ આપણને રેસ્પિરેટરી પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ થઈ જાય. ક્લિયર? સો આ તો ખાલી તમને 15-20 ડેઝ 1 મંથની તમને ઓક્સિજન કોસ્ટિંગની વાત કરી, બરાબર. ટોટલ તમે લાઈફ સ્પેન યાદ કરો, તમને પર ડે કોસ્ટિંગ તો મેં આપી દીધું, તમે ટોટલ લાઈફની અંદર કેટલું જીવો છો, હા એ ટાઈમે આપણે કેટલો ઓક્સિજન કન્ઝ્યુમ કરી. આમાં હું આવી ગયો તમારી સાથે, એવું નહીં વિચારતા કે સર આ તો અમને સમજાવે છે કેટલો ઓક્સિજન ખાઈ ગયા, નોટ લાઈક ધેટ. બરાબર. એવરેજ 60 યર્સ વિચારો, 60-70 યર્સ એટલે પર યર તમે વિચારી શકો છો. ક્લિયર? ઓકે. Continue with the next point. India covers 2.4% of total area of the world. But it has 11% of world's total biota. That means it has 11% of world's total biota. That means 45,500 members, 45,500 member of species of plants and 86,874 species of animals. India has more than 7% of total animal species in the world. About 5,000 species of flowering plants had originated in India. there are hundreds of species of grass in India. India is a source of traditional crop varieties ranking first amongst the 12 regions of diversity of crop plants and 7th so far in the contribution of agricultural species. So actually traditional crop varieties in India is the first, right? And in agricultural species present on the 7th number. India is origin, place of India is the origin place of 166 species of crop plants and 320 species of wild relatives of cultivated crops. At present 30,000 to 50,000. At present 30,000 to 50,000 varieties of cultivated plants are found in India. Out of the total number of plant species, known in India, there are more than 4,000 species used in medicines, 4,000 species used in medicines, about 3,000 for food, about 500 yield fibers, about 500 yield fibers, 400 as a fodder. What is fodder? The plants are used for grazing, right? For animals, known as fodder plants. 400 as a fodder, 300 yield gum, and about 100 species are used. 100 species are used to extract essential oils and scent. India has been primary center for domestication of rice, sugarcane, banana, tea, mango, cucumber, citrus, beans, jute fiber, cardamom, cardamom, black pepper, ginger, turmeric, yam, bamboo, and jackfruit. And secondary center for domestication of potato, tomato, maize, sesamum, SESAMUM, and soybean. India is rich in marine biodiversity, among the coastline 7,500 kilometer supporting the most productive ecosystems such as mangroves, what is mangrove? The plants are grown in the highly saline area at the coastal region of the ocean. And anyone, can you tell me the name of the mangrove? If you know that in mangrove pneumatophores are present. Mangrove plants are Tivar or Avicennia and Rhizophora. Mangrove plants are Tivar or Avicennia and Rhizophora. And here in this mangrove plants, special type of germination process occurs known as viviparous germination. And here these all mangrove plants are located in the highly saline coastal regions. So that's why the soil is filled with large amount of water. So the roots are not capable to take the oxygen by respiration. So from the root above ground, from the roots above ground, that is positively phototropic, negatively geotropic and negatively hydrotropic, aerial roots are formed, and this aerial roots consist small pores known as lenticels, and this lenticels containing root, aerial root, is known as pneumatophore. And this is the special type. This is the special type of modification of the root for respiration. This we are studying in the 5th chapter of 11th standard, morphology of the flowering plants. Fine. So productive ecosystems such as mangroves, coral reefs, you know that brain coral, estuaries. What is estuaries? E-S-T-U-R-I-E-S, estuaries. What is estuaries? The area at where the area at where fresh water mixes with the marine water. Good. This region is known as estuaries, and majority in the estuaries region, cyclostomata are mostly seen. You know, Acidia, Salpa. The cyclostomata lay down the eggs. Actually, the cyclostomata are marine animals. But at the time of reproduction, it lay down the eggs in the fresh water. And after that, they will die. So, from the eggs, larva produced, and larva came back to the marine water and live its adult life. And this cycle is continued. Fine. So this is estuaries and lagoons. Lagoon. There are about 45 species of mangrove plants. There are about 45 species of mangrove plants and over 341 species of coral reefs in India. Next point, the occurrence of the taxa in a small area and nowhere else in the world is known as endemism. Endemic species are mostly seen in northeast, Western Ghats and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Endemic species are mostly seen in northeast, Western Ghats and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Out of the total avian fauna, avian fauna, 14% of birds, 14% of birds are representing for endemism. So here I can stop now.